Where we at? Okay. Here we are. I can't really see this one over here. Hey, Alicia. Hey, lady. Hey, Lucy. Guys, I'm over here on Instagram. I am, but you guys know I normally stream on YouTube, but told you guys I'll be streaming over here as well. But if you want to leave comments that I can actually see, because I'm looking at this screen, come over here on YouTube. That way I can see them. But I also am on my old channel too, because I know those guys are so used to me being on that channel. But if you see, look at the pinned comment, and hey Trina, look at the pinned comment, and now it'll show you exactly where I'm actually streaming from, so I can see your comments. And I first want to just say, guys, I'm sorry. Though I was in Vegas for a week, and I think it was a couple days too long. I couldn't wait to get home, y'all. But then when I came home, I don't know. It was off. It took a long time for me to kind of get back in the flow of things. I took a whole day and slept. I think I was still on Vegas time, and I just was tired. I don't know if I tell you guys, but normally if I'm traveling, I don't care where I go, the bed never is as good as my bed. So came back home, and unfortunately, guys, my little vacation is almost over, which is cool because I told you I normally take the whole Q4, but this time I definitely took December off. I took December off. I really didn't do too much. But now I feel it creeping back up, that it's time to get back in the flow of things, right? It's time to get back in the flow of things, grab a hold of what's going to happen or what I want to happen in the new year, and start doing the work, right? Start actually implementing all those things. So some of you guys know, some of you guys may not know that I do have a 5-day goal setting challenge starting on Monday to Friday. I'm super excited about it. I know some of you guys had signed up, but you're not in the right group. I know, how did I freeze? I don't know. Okay, there we go. I know some of you guys think that I'm going to be in our regular Facebook group, and I'm not. This challenge has its own private Facebook group. So if you know you signed up, because quite a few you signed up, but then a lot of you are not in the right group. I sent out emails yesterday. You probably should get another email possibly tonight, and maybe one tomorrow, just reminding you guys, you got to get in the right room. Otherwise, you won't see me or anything, because that's the only place I'm going to be broadcasting from is in that group. Even my ladies that's in the membership, I won't be in that group either. You guys know that you're already have access to the 5-day goal setting challenge. And so you guys got to make sure you're in that group. I'm going to send you a separate email so that you're aware of where you should be to participate in the goal setting challenge. I'm excited. I don't know about y'all, but I am super excited. Hey, Kim Jones. Hey, Toya. Why am I excited? Because I don't know how long this is going to last, though, because December is like a month for me to go up and down, up and down. It's just an emotional time for me because of the holidays. Then just like I lost my dad on Christmas Eve, and I don't care how long ago it was. It still affects me to the day. So it's just one of those months that go up and down, up and down. But right now, I'm super excited. I think because of all the things that's about to take place and kind of just take off. And it all starts with this goal setting challenge. I'm trying to tell you guys, it's best to get in the challenge. And the challenge is free, y'all. It's free. It's free. It's really gearing you up to the other things that is attached to this challenge. And unless you take the challenge, you're not going to be able to reap the benefits of the entire experience. Guys, I'm trying to tell you, it's an experience, right? So not only are we going to get you fired up in December, but we're going to launch you off in January, right? You'll be able to leave with the exact tools you need to shift to that next level. Now, I'm not telling you, and I'm not going to sit here and pump your head up and tell you a big fat lie. I am not saying that this is going to immediately shift you into 6 figures or whatever your big goal is. However, what it will do is shift you to the very next level. Because if you try and do it by yourself, 9 times out of 10, you ain't. 9 times out of 10, you will not. So I'm trying to tell you, main thing I need you to do is grab a hold of just the challenge. If you guys know me, if you guys kind of know how I coach, if you guys know how I can actually pull stuff out of you by asking you a couple questions, right? That's what I do. I'm the business shifter. If you know and experienced that before, you need to be in this challenge. Point blank, period, right? And like I said, it's totally free. You'll be able to get in the inside of the challenge with the access to the Facebook group, you'll be able to get some actual coaching from me and be able to filter what those goals are. Some of you guys have these big goals, but they may not be realistic, or you may not even know how to dream big, right? You may be playing too small. Come in here, come in the challenge, and get connected with like-minded individuals. Get connected with people that are exactly where you want to be, that can leave you some breadcrumbs on exactly how to get there, right? So again, like I said, if you're coming in late, I apologize to you guys. Oh, I see y'all coming to where y'all supposed to be. Thank you for coming over here. Definitely, like I said, I apologize for last week. I didn't even know about that training, and I didn't even know about it. Like, there's no way I could have hosted that training in Vegas on Vegas time. So I said, let's do it today. Let's do it today. And this training is not really a training. I just wanted to give some quick tips, some guys to get you kind of thinking, right? About setting your goals. At the end of the day, like I said, it's not as hard as it sounds. It's not. Some people get scared about it because when you say the word goal, some people think it's a lot of work associated, and it can be, but it don't have to be, depending on how you set that up, right? So, like I said, I wanted to go in here. Those of you that have not signed up for the challenge, all you got to do is go to my link tree. It's the very first link. It'll say 5-day goal setting challenge. Like I said, it's free. It costs you nothing. You get a workbook, right? You get a workbook. Not only that, you're able to learn how to plan out, well, not necessarily plan out, but how to set the realistic goals according to your vision. Your goals are going to look different from mine. My vision is different from yours. So being able to have that accountability and have someone to kind of bounce ideas off of and get personable feedback is valuable, y'all. That's valuable. So again, go and sign up for the challenge. Once you sign up, you'll get all the information for the group to be in. You won't get your workbook or anything. All that is in the group, and it'll start posting as early as Monday morning. And then you'll go live with me every day at 8 p.m. because I know a lot of you guys work. So I wanted to do it at 12 because that's when I'm fired up, right? What time is it now? See, it's 1 o'clock. I'm fired up. But out of respect for you guys that has, you working, you go home and do your house, whatever it is, I said, let's do this at night. That way, that's their time. That's when they have their alone time, and we're just going to rock out. That's what we're going to do. Say it again, Toya. Toya think that it's great to set and accomplish your goals. Baby, it's important. Let me tell you guys, y'all didn't know me. I'm a Gemini and I'm a creative, right? Guys, I wish I could turn my camera around and let you guys see my wall. My wall is my vision board is the entire wall of my office, which is about, 10 feet high and about 13 or 14 feet wide, the entire thing. Now, I'm going to show you guys in the challenge, though, exactly how I map out my goals, because if it's not mapped out and if it's not written, I'm like, my brain is fried. It's like, I don't know what to do. The reason being is because I'm a Gemini and I'm a creative and I'm going to want to do all the things. So if I don't have a plan, when you guys see me scrolling off in the deep end, like, what is she doing? Because I'm not following the plan, and I'm just being honest. But baby, when I follow the plan, things just so much is able to happen at an accelerated rate. The only way I can take off quarter four, or the only way I can take off the whole month of December, is because I've already reached my goals, right? And I'm not that person. You got some people out there that want to keep on rolling and keep on. I can't. I'm gonna get burnt out. I'm not gonna lie. This month I have been burnt out, like brain fried, just because it's like I had to take in. Sometimes y'all don't celebrate yourself. I did a lot this year. And I had to sit back and really think. I was on a podcast, and one of I was being interviewed. One of the gentlemen said, "So tell me, what is your biggest accomplishment?" And I'm sitting there like, wow, I haven't thought about that, right? But I've accomplished so much this year. I've written 4 books, right? I launched a new program. I became a speaker. It's just, I've gotten an award. I reached my 7-figure goal. It's like, I didn't even acknowledge none of that, right? And one of my amazing members, who I think it was Alicia, I think it was Kim. She's like, well, how did it feel when you hit that goal? And I'm like, I don't even know, because I didn't even acknowledge it. And I only found out that I hit that goal because I went and looked at my sales report. I didn't even know. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then from that moment on is where I started to just trickle back and just kind of fall back. Like I reached what I wanted to do. Why am I keep burning myself out? So it's like, no, now if my goals are going to be bigger, Precious, that's going to take a different you. That's going to take and require a different Precious, right? The Precious you are today, that ain't where you are now. So it's like you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and find out exactly what you need to help you get to that level. So that's what pretty much I've been doing. That's why y'all haven't really seen me because I got to work on me. But I want to help y'all work on y'all. Because I already know what it takes, right? I already know what it takes because every time I apply this method and I stick to it, it's just amazing results. Those that have did this same profit plan and goal setting thing with me last year, I already told you guys my goals last year, and you sat there and saw me execute each and every last one of them, right? And it all starts with a map. I know I say I'm Superwoman, but I'm really not Superwoman. I'm not. I ain't no different from y'all, right? I'm not. But at the end of the day, I do know how to, for me to have success. I do know how to achieve my goals, because if I don't sit there and do the goal setting and map it out and have a plan going into quarter one, quarter two, whatever it is, I'm gonna be all over the place. And then 9 times out of 10, I don't know about y'all, but when I'm overwhelmed, I do nothing, right? I do. I just sit there. I'm like, I got too much going on. I get frustrated, and then I do nothing. And if that is not a hindrance, I don't know what is, right? So I'm just saying. Say it again, Alicia, on the fly. Wait a minute. For transparency, got a transparency note. I've always done things on the fly. Never really sat down and never really planned a true goal. A lot of us do. Guess what, Alicia? You're not by yourself for one. A lot of us have done that, and a lot of us still do that. At the end of the day, still do that. I think I've only really talked about this challenge maybe over the past week or so. I already had like over 100 people that signed up for it. So clearly, Alicia, you're not by yourself. People realize they need help, right? But it's all about receiving the right help. The way for me, because I've reached out for help several times, right? But some people just have their way of doing things, and their way of doing things is just may not be for me. Just may not be for me. It's like I have a hard time digesting the information that they're given. So you guys know the way I coach, the way I teach, it's not that deep. I try to make it as simple as possible. And I always coach and teach as if I'm talking to a kindergartner, simply because I need you to grasp the concept. And then when I find out that it's not working, I'm going to go back and find another way to do it, because there's more than one way to skin a cat. But at the end of the day, I need you to get to the place you said you wanted to get. Point blank period. I'm just saying. So guys, if y'all have set some goals, I'm just trying to say, am I by myself? Can I get a emoji in the comments if you've already kind of set your goals, right? If you've already set your goals for the next level, next shift, next whatever it is, put that in the comments. And then if you feel as if you need some help setting realistic goals, maybe because you just don't know the easiest way to do it, right? Some people, like I said, they think of goal setting as if it's like going over a mountain, and it's really going over this big old thing. I see you, trainer, and it's really not. So it's like I really want to show you guys how to set goals. So simple, but they're leading to the ultimate goal, which is your mission, your vision, your island, the end goal, the finish line, whatever it is. It has to coincide and align with that. Because if it don't, like, what's the point? You're adding more time to your journey that's unnecessary. Ask me how I know. I'm just trying to say. Trina said realistic goals help. I love it, Trina. I love it, Trina. I love it, Trina. CMB. Is that my real brother? So many people call it bro, sis, all that good stuff. So again, guys, I wanted you guys to come on, because I was going to share with you 5 simple ways to accomplish your goals, right? And this was really for the people that's not in the training, because everyone that's on this live is not in the challenge, right? So I said, okay, let's help some people that's not in the challenge. And accomplishing goals is not, like I said, as hard as it may seem. First thing is you got to establish the end goal. Like, what do it look like? So many of us, I did it too, I ain't gonna lie. So many of us have a little burning desire in our belly to be somewhere, right? But we don't think we deserve it. Or as soon as we have the thought, we kill it, right? Like, no, who you think you is? Like, what makes you think you can get there? All this stuff, y'all let all this stuff get in your head, and before you know it, you no longer think you're worthy. It's like, then what you do? You're looking at the island, right? Like you really want this, but you're like, you know what? I ain't got what it takes to get there. Then you start settling, you start minimizing. And at the end of the day, that's some of the most frustrating feelings in the world. How do I know? Because I've done that almost my entire life. Your girl ain't selling no more. And you want to know why I ain't selling no more? Because I don't got to. I don't have to at the end of the day. I don't care how big my vision is. If I know how to work it back, which is applying the same strategy I've been doing over a couple of years, I know how to get there. Point blank is I know what it's going to take. I know exactly what it's going to take, no matter if that means investing in a coach, no matter if that means taking a program, getting a new software, firing some people, hiring some people, whatever it is I know how to execute, right? I know how to build the framework I need to get to this finish line. A lot of you guys may not know that. And you guys are a trip. Love, love, love. First time getting the opportunity to watch live. Wow. Welcome for watching live, Zandra. Yes, I'm going to be over on this channel a lot more on this one. Elise to say, help. Don't worry. I got you, Elise. I got you. But that's really all it is. Like you have to envision. And it's funny because I used to have this conversation from where I'm from. Ain't a lot of envisioning going on. I was a realist. Like if the sky is blue, there's no way you can tell me that it's hues of purple and hues of pink in it unless I see it. Point blank, period. I was not a dreamer. I was not a person that manifested. I did none of the things other than look at and believe what was in my face. If I only have $1,000, don't tell me that I can go and spend it on this and it's going to bring me back 10. I'm like, nope, I got this 1,000. I'm going to split it up this way because I know that's what I'm working with. Am I by myself? How many of y'all out there, y'all operate in your security zone, where you feel you're safe? You like, I know that I got to keep me straight. I got this is what I'm working with, and that's what it's going to be. Put an emoji in the comments, because I know I ain't by myself. Well, I don't do that now. But she did it for a long time. Thank you, Patricia. I'm trying to tell you, it's very real. I know what that feels like because that was me. I'm like, I know I get paid. So many people used to tell me, guys, I'm trying to tell me, so many people trying to tell you, so many people saw things in me. Either I knew I had it or I was too afraid to operate in it. So I didn't. They like, Precious, what are you doing? You should be doing this. I'm like, you got it. And I'm like, got what? I'm like, nope, I'm gonna stay right here. I know I get paid every 2 weeks. I know my kids gonna need this, that, and the third. I'm gonna have a little bit left over. I could deal with that. And that was it. I operated in that space for so long. And those of you that read my book, y'all read how unfulfilling it was. Right? And if you read all the way to the end, you read the transition and how life is now and what it took for me to be how it is now. So what y'all wait to the next book. I'm trying to tell you. You got to wait for the next book. How did I step out of fear? Because I was tired of being tired. I was tired of being tired. At the end of the day, that's one thing it was. I was tired of being tired. And I finally decided to start listening to the people, right? Like, let me just try it out. And I would test like one small thing out, right? Like, let's just say my fear of broadcasting. I know y'all like, she get on there and how do you do it? You go live and you have this big burst of energy. I had to grow into that. If y'all saw my process before I would go on live, and guys, now I laugh at myself because I be looking at my lives from like years ago. I'm like, girl, why do you have on all that freaking makeup? I was like, Precious, what was you doing? But guess what? Precious was scared to go live. I thought people was going to pick me apart. I was going to say and I was going to I don't know, maybe say a choice word that I didn't want to say. I was going to go through all these things. And so it took me, I would go through like a 10-step process just to hit the go live button. And before I went live to people, I would have to go live to myself. To be like, let me see, why am I so scared? And I'd be looking and I'd be like, oh, your hair, like you got to put your hair back. Or, like your wig showing right there. I ain't got time for that right now. I don't, but that's what it took. Let's just say that's an example. So it's like, I started going live by myself, right? And then I started, I created my group and I would only go live in my safe areas, right? And then it kind of went great. I found out people love me. And then I got more and more comfortable. But the key word is I made a choice to move out of where I was currently at. I wasn't happy where I was. So I had to do one or two things. Keep doing what I was doing and being unhappy and unfulfilled, or step outside of fear and try something new and see what it brought me. And now, guys, I'm a jumper. Y'all think I be playing? I'm a jumper. I don't care. Because because at the end of the day, the saddest thing is if so many people see the talents and see the gifts I have and I take them to the grave. I've never executed them, never tried them out. I don't care if they fail. I can't take it to the grave. I don't want to be there wherever I'm going to be after and be like, dang, I wish I opened up that boutique. Dang, I wish I opened up that nonprofit. You want to know what? I really wish I told my story and left it behind for, my family is up and coming or whatever it is. It's like, now, girl, go. Whatever I want to do. Oops. It's like, just go, right? So that's how I initially stepped out of fear, Patricia. And I just applied that same thing to everything I have going on. I still get scared when I'm about to go on a speaking, like a stage. I still get nervous, but I know when I get there, I'm going to light it up. It's kind of like I had to change my way of thinking, right? I used to be like super nervous. Now I'm just nervous because it's just a part of speaking, right? It's a part of speaking. But I used to be so nervous. And I'm going to tell you, one thing that helped me with this was I had a director. And it's the same director, y'all. That's how I'm trying to tell you. That's how amazing he was. He just really helped me grow. And so I did speaking engagements. Like I would do speaking engagements even when I was working in a nonprofit before I started my business. And I was super, super nervous. And he like, Precious, why are you nervous? He's like, everybody out there came to see you. They are here to see you. And I'm like, oh, sure, you're right. I'm trying to tell you, I'm like, oh, shoot, you're right. And it just would be like that, like stuff like that just would light me up. I'm trying to tell you. Patricia say, if they did get the book, they need to read it. It's a game changer. Wait till the second one comes, Patricia. I'm trying to tell you. I can say I'm a risk taker to a certain degree. However, I've taken some risks along the wrong roads. And guess what? But it's okay, Alicia. I've taken risks along the wrong roads. But who said you can't never turn around or pivot and then start going into the right direction? The whole key at the end of the day is having clarity. So now, do I run off in anything I want to do? Absolutely. But it has to align with my vision. There's some crazy things out there I want to do, but it's not aligning with my finish line. So it's like, I can't do it. Now that is going to have to go to the grave because at the end of the day, I'm not operating in my natural gifts, my talents, and in my zone of genius. Now I'm just doing some Willy Wonka stuff and my spirit won't allow me to do that. That's totally different. But if it's in alignment with where I want to go and I just don't have the answers on how I'm going to make this thing happen, I don't need the answers. I just need to move at the end of the day because that is how big my faith is. That's how much I believe in the universe. That's how much I believe in manifestation because I've been living proof of it ever since I changed my mindset. Ever since I've changed my mindset, it's like that the whole phrase, like just give it up to God or whatever you guys believe in. It is very real, baby. It is very, very, very real. Now, I'm not gonna lie, some days I still sit there and be like, all right, I don't know how I'm gonna get this one done. I don't know. But guess what? I just gotta keep moving. I don't care if I take a baby step today, right? I don't care if I walk like a turtle tomorrow, but I can't sit. And my spirit and people around me won't allow me to sit in that thing and just dwell in it. I can't because I'm not making no progress. And if I'm not making progress, guess what? That's going to slow up my journey. I didn't been held back even by myself for so long. I can't do it no more. I can't. I can't. I don't care if my goal is, let's just say with this, the challenge. Even if one day I'm like, all right, let me just make the sales page. The next day it's like, all right, let me do the emails. Point is, I'm that closer to my goal. Other than me doing nothing, and then I get there and it's like, oh my God, I gotta do all that. No, I ain't gonna be able to do that. Some people operate very good under pressure. I am not one of them. Now I can do it, but I'd rather not. Like, why? When I have proper amount of time to do whatever it is I need to do. I'm trying to tell you. Kim say, I so understand the safe zone. The safe zone, I get it, but that is a place that will hinder your success. It will hinder your success. Now, the safe zone is very common for mothers, right? You have a lot, right? You have a lot that's dependent on you. And so I totally get it. But at the end of the day, sometimes taking risks that's aligned with your vision is you'll get there so much faster. And then you'll be able to provide things that you were never able to provide at the end of the day. Never able to provide at the end. That has to feel amazing. So for me, once I started making them small strides, and I'm like, oh my God, what? I could get up. I ain't got to get up today. What? Ain't no alarm clock going off. All of that happened because I made a decision. At the end of the day, I made a decision, and that's all this really is about. And you do, Precious. You is always bringing the fire, baby. I'm trying to tell you, around 12 o'clock, I don't know where it come from, but I am a ball of energy. Then it kind of dwindle off around 7 o'clock. But it's cool. It's cool. I'm a jumper too, Precious. Something about this late Scorpio in her late 50s finally finding her freedom. I love it. Baby, Alicia, one thing about it is never too late. I used to feel that about me. Like, I didn't really fully explore life until 38. And so it's been a most amazing 4 years, 5 years of my life. But point is, what if I never did it at all? What if I never did it at all? I can't possibly see today being my reality how it was at 38. I can't. I don't even know where I would be if I continued on that path for 4 more years, right? I really don't. Yeah, but I mean, those wrong roads have cast me spending of money with the wrong coaches. I get it. But guess what, Alicia? I'm trying to tell you. You think I ain't spent a lot of money with the wrong coaches? I'm trying to tell you, one of my anchor experiences, spending $18,000 with one coach. I was promised all this stuff. Baby, you don't think that was expensive at that time? And I don't, was I in the 6 figures? I could have been. I had to be to spend that kind of money. But at the end of the day, I still walked away and I battled with that feeling, but I took those feelings and it allowed me to be a better coach. So even though it was a bad experience, yeah, it was, and it was a costly experience. However, it helped me position my brand better. So it was something that I needed. Sometimes you got to go through those experiences. Everything that happened in my book, and that ain't even, that's just a tip of the iceberg. I needed to go through those things. Otherwise, I would have nothing to really share with you guys. I wouldn't have nothing to share from a place of passion. Why am I so passionate? Because I've been going through for years a lot of things I talk about. And at the end of the day, that don't have to be anyone else's reality. That's why I'm so passionate about it. Now, if I never went through it, can you imagine what I'd be sitting here like? I'd be like, oh yeah, y'all want to talk about some goals? Come on, who with it? Let me hear y'all goals. What it's about. Baby, I get excited about these goals because I need y'all to set them. Then I need you to create the profit plan, like exactly how you're going to execute it, right? And I'm just trying to tell you, it's all about the experience. That is why. It's because I was transformed, right? And I believe everybody else that I'm connected to, or that I'm connected to, period, deserve the same opportunity, because you have the same opportunity. It's just whatever's happening while you're not taking advantage of it. But sometimes you just got to get connected. At the end of the day, it's about getting connected. Now, I was connected to I don't know why, Alicia, I thought that said roaches, but it said coaches. I need to go get my glasses. Somebody go get Precious glasses, please. But sometimes it takes being connected to the wrong people, to the wrong resource, to the wrong whatever it is, to land you to the right, to the freedom land. Right now, even on my path to speaking, right? International speaker. You think I haven't connected with some lanes? Some people like, oh yeah, I could get you there. You think I haven't paid into these people to only find out that you at the same level as me? So at the end, it's like, on one end you get frustrated, but on the other end you like, it's all it is about. It's just paying your price. At the end of the day, it's just paying the ultimate price. About that, you got to go through some stuff, especially if it's something you've never done. How do you know what's right and what's wrong? It's all about your feeling. I would have never known those individuals, those coaches was wrong for me, other than really getting in the program, because they're going to sell you up front. Then the only thing they're selling you is a promise. At the end of the day, that's what we sell. We sell promises, and not everybody can carry out their promises. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Oh my God, Dee, this is what I do, baby. This is what I do. So I don't know if you may be new to the channel, but I shout. I come from a place of passion, and this is how I talk. You can always turn your volume down. But I don't know how to talk any lower, because I just don't. And I won't even try. I won't. Because there's several other people that don't talk as loud as me. Y'all know that? I know. So I took the dive. I've opened the venue. Okay. I now have hired a marketing consultant to help target the right clients. Kim, that's what I'm talking about. If so many people, when did I ask that question? I think it was like before I left for Vegas. I asked a question in the group, like, really, what was your goal? I wanted to see, like, what are y'all aiming for 2023? Almost that whole thread lit up with, oh, I want my own venue. I want my own venue. I want my own venue. Like, almost everybody said that, right? So I was like, okay, like, everybody want their own venue. So next thing really would be connecting with venue owners, right? Unfortunately, I really think the industry has gotten better with people sharing. I've seen it. I've seen it. It's not as tight-lipped as it used to be when I got it, right? I do see more people sharing. So definitely that would be one of my goals, is connecting with not just any venue owner, somebody that got a venue similar to what I would want, right? That's who you should be connecting with. That was so many people wanted to do that. Absolutely, Zandra. I'm trying to tell you, one thing about it, when people get into teaching or coaching or whatever it is, I tend to anyway, always try to look at their receipts, look at their track record. Like, I don't want some polished coach talking to me that haven't experienced what I experienced. Because if I'm having a rough patch or whatever the case may be, you ain't gonna know how to get me through that, because you never identified with it, you never went through it. And I don't want to hear and talk about what you done read in some book. No, I need somebody that can apply life skills. Someone that has some kind, not necessarily come from exactly where I come from, but has some similar experiences at the end of the day. That I feel, and even in my experience, has been a better match for me, because it's like they can identify exactly where you're at. No matter what level you're at, they know the level you're at. They know if you're like down on yourself. They know if you're making some traction. Sometimes, like I said earlier, we don't even know how to celebrate ourselves. So when that's happening, sometimes you can just need a slight reminder. Like I said, Kim reminded me, like, well, how did you celebrate? And I'm like, huh? Because we're on this train to keep going and going and going and going, right? And at the end of the day, stop, smell the roses. And no matter what's happening, just always be, that was one thing I asked for this year. One was to be consistency. My goal was to be consistent. At the end, I ain't need to do nothing else. I ain't want nothing else. If I was consistent in that one goal, everything else was at my fingertips. Point blank. Everything else that I want was right there waiting for me. I just had to consistently show up, right? That was it. That's how things were able to work so well. Another thing I asked for, though, was to be aware. You have to be aware in the now. So many of us have opportunities and we feel like we don't. Well, I'm not where you are. I'm not in the circle that you're in. What that mean? What that mean? At the end of the day, your opportunities are designed for you, no matter where you are. But if you're not aware of them, then they're going to go to somebody else. They're going to pass you by and go to somebody else. So one of the things I asked for, I didn't care how small it was, I asked for awareness, right? Because we'll get something and we'll turn it down fast because we don't know we can't, we all like thinking with our predetermined notion of what it's going to be. And that ain't even what it is. So it's like, I want to be aware of what's happening around me. Is it anything I need to be paying attention to, right? Is these offers really for me? Or they dressed up in a shiny dress or whatever it is. Being aware is key, is so key. And it'll get you further a lot faster because, like I said, we pass opportunities all the time. I sometimes look back, I've passed a lot of opportunities, but that was, for one, I wasn't clear on where I wanted to go. So how can I identify what an opportunity is going to help me get to a place that I don't even know exists? But now I know exactly where I want to go, at least for right now. I know where I want to go. So I am like, I got my spidey senses out, like anything that's going to possibly help me get there. Oh, I got to go and connect with that. I am not a big networker, right? I don't go to these networking events and all. I don't do that normally, but she do now because I know that that's one thing it's going to take, right? Brand awareness is definitely that's what it's going to take. So being aware, that is major. Hey, God, congratulations, Kim. See, Alicia, that's one of her ultimate goals. That was a lot of people ultimate goals. So I'm gonna get into number 2. Number 1, guys, you have to figure out what the island is. Figure out what your end game look like. When everything is said and done, what you have wanted to accomplish? Where do you want to be? Visualize it, right? You have to have a vision. I don't know who it was some years ago told me that a vision is not required to have a successful business. And I'm like, well, where the business going? Where's the business? I wouldn't want to work with anyone that don't have a vision. Because what am I working with you on? What is it? And even if we're working on something specific, right? Where's this leading to? Like that's how people end up being invested into other people, because they believe in your vision. They believe in you. But you gotta have a vision, guys. I'm just trying to tell you. Trina, is this wild because of the you don't have to have a vision to, if you don't have a vision at the end, I don't even care if you're not sure on the vision. Because I wasn't sure on mine. But point is, I had one. And when I didn't have one is when I had my most frustrating, my most unsuccessful years in business, period. Because I just was operating on, I want a business. I want a business. I want to make six figures. But why did I want to make six figures, right? Why did I want to make seven figures, right? Why do I want a house in Fiji, in a yacht in my back or whatever, on the water, and walk out? Y'all, that's my story. Y'all already know. But why do I want this? And so until I understood that, it's like, yeah, and I'm also deserving of that. And so it's like, now anything that's not going to, anything that's not going to be in alignment with that, I ain't doing it. You want to take me away from, you want to knock me off my hustle, and I ain't gonna get to where I'm trying to get to in the short amount of time that I have left to get there. Now I don't have all these years, 60, I don't have all that. Now that has been cut in half, right? So the second half of life has to be the best. It has to be the best. And so far, thankfully, it is. So the second one, guys, is, I know you guys may not believe in it, or I don't know, maybe you will, maybe you do. Having a calendar is critical. And at first I was the old school type, right? Because I normally sit at a desk. Even when I was in corporate, I sat at a desk. So I would always have like the old school calendar that you could put on your desk and you can scribble on it, right? And it worked for me. And I'm a creative. So certain appointments will be in purple, certain other appointments will be in red. It was like a color coordinated calendar. And people would come and see my calendar and they're like, how the heck do you got time to They're like, girl, you got a lot of time on your hands. And I did have a lot of time on my hands. But having a calendar like my life now, it's almost like if it's not on my calendar, it don't exist. And I can't tell you guys how many appointments I've missed simply because it wasn't on my calendar. And it's now I've learned to just live by my device as far as keeping me on this time frame, and it works. Even if I'm working on a project, right? Because I kind of segment my day up according to what I'm gonna work on. If I don't do that, y'all, I'm in here from the time I get up to the time I pass out, because I'm working on all the things, but nothing really is complete. So being able to have a calendar, having time chunks or whatever it is to kind of really get done what you need to get done, whatever that goal is, that is critical for me, and it works. Back in the day this was a coach taught me this, right? And she was saying, because I told her I had a problem with productivity, like just really staying focused, staying on task, and getting things done. I'll have all this stuff that I did, but nothing really got done. So she told me to get a kitchen timer, like a cooker, and I'm like, that don't sound right. But I'm trying to tell you, that was one of the best things, because when it went off, but I had to be disciplined, because that was another part. I had to be disciplined to get up, turn it off, and not come right back and, continue work. Like I would take 10-minute breaks or 5-minute breaks. And that is how I learned how productivity works when when you kind of schedule it in, period. And now I'm able to, even if it's I don't care what kind of call it is, now that I have them on my calendar, it's like I already know how my day looks, right? It's like I already know how it looks. So it's like I wake up with a sense of, I know what I'm gonna do today, as opposed to, all right, what can we do today? Because that's how it used to be for me, right? So you already have these 20,000 things you need to do, but that don't mean all of them are priority at the end of the day. So if you guys don't have a planner, don't have a calendar, start operating in one, because it definitely helps. There's nothing worse. I had actually missed a call. Was it yesterday? Yesterday. And because I was still on Vegas time. And so the time came up totally different. But I just had a feeling of, I can't explain how I felt. I felt like I failed because I missed the appointment. I don't know. I don't know, but that's how I felt. And so I'm like, all right, just about being more proactive. If I know I'm traveling or something, like even missing the live because I was in Vegas, like I felt like, oh my God. And it was by the time I saw it was Kim again. A message from her, like I'm not supposed to be live, but I was totally in la la land because it wasn't on my calendar. So definitely, guys, utilize a calendar. It helps. It helps. Xandra says you got 3 calendars, baby. Trust me, I used to have 3 because I used to have like one in my car, but now I don't really leave. Like since I'm not going to an external office anymore, I'm like I hardly ever drive, so I don't operate that no more. Guys, I'm trying to tell you, my vehicle used to look like being Mary Jane because I would have post-its all over the place. Anytime I'm thinking of something, I would write it down on the post-it, and then when I'm done or when I get home, now I can take all my post-its back in the house and prioritize them or put them in the calendar according to what needs to get done. Because the most time that I'm thinking is either if I'm in a car, if I'm in a shower, or just before I go to bed. So all of those areas have pen and paper for me to write stuff down. I'm still old school. I'm not used to going in my phone, and I'm not used to that yet. I probably will get there, but I'll jot it down really quick. So it's just really little stuff like that that helps with productivity. I've seen a major change in how I'm able to get things done and not necessarily sidetracked and doing something else that has relatively nothing to do with what I need to get done, right? So y'all got that. Number 1, definitely have a vision. Have a vision. That's the only way you're going to really create goals that's going to align with the vision and it makes sense, right? That way they actually make sense. And you're not like, why is this goal here? It ultimately going to help you get to where you want to get to. Second thing is have some kind of calendar, have some kind of tracking device. I don't care if you have 3 of them, you have 15 of them, whatever works. Some people have them in their phone. Some people have like actual planners that they write in. Point is, just have one. They are so critical. And I've learned, there it is. I ended up creating a planner this year, right? And I've only created, I didn't really create it as a digital product to sell. I created it because now I'm in this thing. I'm super creative. So before I really go and purchase things like that, it's like, can I really make that? Because I'm building a brand, right? So can I add other products and other services to my brand? So that was how I created a planner, because every time I would get a planner, I don't know about y'all, but I would have like 50,000 of them just piling up because, you're going all in like, yeah, I'm going to be proactive and I'm going to put everything in the book and I'm going to reference to it every day. But guys, some of these planners is like, it's too overwhelming. Like y'all got the stickers and I ain't got time for all that. I need a basic run sheet like of all my things, and then I need another area of my daily, what I got to do, then another area of just chunks of what's priority, what's my appointments. So I created my own, and it's been working phenomenal because it's simple and I don't get lost in the pages because it's also undated. That was one thing I learned from a planner that I used. I think it was, I don't know, I had this planner for a while, but it was undated, which is why the planner lasted so long. Because if you have a dated planner and let's just say you skip a week because you fell off your rocket, right? Then you get back in it. You got all those empty pages because you got to write on the right date. I'm like, man, do you see how many wasted pages are here? So undated planners for me works great because no matter where you leave off, you go right to the next page and start working in it. So that's why I created mine that way. Because the one planner that I bought, and it was like I don't know, from Amazon or something. No, I think it actually came from Walmart because I was skimming. I was like, oh, this is simple. I like it. It's simple. And I had that same planner for about 2.5 years, right? But guess what? It was undated. So every page was written on, because if I fell off and picked back up, I would just go right to the next page. So I'm like, oh, this is a no-brainer. So when I went to try and look for that planner again, I couldn't find it. And that's how I ended up creating my own. Hey, Tammy. So yeah, definitely have yourself a calendar, a planner, or something like that. The third thing, guys, is do one thing at a time, right? Do one thing at a time. Have your priorities, or for me, it's 3. Like, as long as I get my 3 top priorities done every day, even though if I have 7 on my paper, the top 3 is my priority. Like, these have to get done. They are non-negotiable. If I can get those done, I feel hecka good, right? If I can't get the other things done, guess what? They roll over to the next day. I'm not going to let it wear me out. I'm not going to let it rob me of my time. I'm not going to let it make me feel bad because I didn't get them done. But as long as I get my top 3, I'm feeling pretty good. So being able to chunk down your biggest priority, like I'll have one main priority for the week. Like this is the main thing I got to get done. So then I'll chunk it down day by day or however, like hour by hour, whatever it is. But the goal is, guys, I told you earlier, I don't care if I'm operating in like a turtle or whatever. Point is to move towards the goal. Some days is a lot quicker and I could get more done. And other days it's like, okay, at least let me get one thing done towards this. And I'm good. I'm good. I don't let it really get me in a funk like it used to, because I used to feel bad. And then before you know it, all these things will start piling up. Then I'm overwhelmed, right? I'm overwhelmed. So that kind of eliminates that for me. Then the fourth thing, guys, is set a time limit. A lot of people don't give themselves a real time limit and put themselves in a crunch. And then guess what? You end up never executing the goal or never achieving the goal in the first place because you haven't put enough time in it. Like I know if I'm doing a launch, there's no way because I got so many other things going on. Some people are like, oh, you got 3 weeks, that's enough time. I'm like, not for me. Not for me. I normally need at least 6 weeks because there's so much that goes into a successful launch anyway. There's a lot that go into it. So really giving yourself enough time. And so while you guys are at it, while you guys are thinking about it, one thing I want you to do, tell me in the comments. I want to know who here, like what y'all goals are. Tell me your one goal for next year or next week or whatever it is. The goal that you're working on now, tell me what that is in the comments. I want to see what you guys got in the pipeline. What's in the pipeline? What you guys got going on? And then I'm going to move on to number 5, guys. I'm going to tell you about number 5. Number 5 is one of the most important ones. You got to stick to it, y'all. You got to stick to it. At the end of the day, the moment you give up, not only did you give up on the goal, you gave up on yourself and you gave up on whatever the goal is attached to. 9 times out of 10, that's how goals are created. They are all attached to this big thing, the island, right? The finish line. They're attached to that. So if you give up on the goal, like, all right, you want to know what? I ain't gonna be able to do it. That's really giving up on yourself. Like sometimes maybe you got to create a reset date. Y'all know how many times I said, all right, I'm gonna do this by this date and it didn't get done because of for whatever circumstances. It's a lot of things I could have dropped this year because it didn't finish on time, but I didn't. My whole point is I needed it. It was no way I could look at my board knowing that was on my big goals for the year. And I got to carry it over to next year because I just got overwhelmed and couldn't do it no more. I didn't want to feel that in my gut because I felt that last year. It was some things I wanted to do last year, wasn't able to do and wasn't able to finish. And I was determined. And that's why I worked my tail off. I was determined this year to achieve those things. I say, I can't take this into next year. So what's some things, y'all tell me. I love it. Come on, Trina. I can't wait to talk to you about that. I can't wait to talk to you about that. What's some things that you got? I got a couple people on here. Come on. So tell me what y'all working on. Tell me one goal. It could be big. It could be small. It don't matter to me. So Trina, I'm going to ask you how many, what does that look like for you? Is that in terms of jobs? Is that in terms of events? Is that in terms of, I can't wait to break this down with you. I really can't. Because it's so doable. It's so doable. When I think for me, that was my goal, like to have my 4-figure months. And then it started happening like super fast. And I'm like, oh, let's shoot for 5-figure months. And I was like, oh, okay, so let's shoot for 6-figure months. And it's just, guys, I'm trying to tell you, once you get to moving and you build traction, it just kind of keep going and keep going at a faster pace because now you're all the other stuff not creeping in. All of the procrastination, the fatigue, the mindset, poverty mindset, like, no, I'm not going to buy it. Now, once you start seeing traction, you kind of just rinse and repeat what you've done because now you're kind of guaranteed at least the same results. But when you get the movement at a accelerated pace, things just start kind of skyrocketing. I'm trying to tell you. Come on with it, Alicia. $5,000 a month. I love it. Organized inventory. Ooh, Joyce, don't talk about it, baby. Ooh, wee. Now that's one I've been struggling. I don't even have inventory for doing events no more. But guys, I still got a ton of inventory. And the things I want to do now, it's like that stuff is taking up too much space. We got storage split all over. Like I can't do it. So I feel you with that one, Joyce. Becoming consistent and booking events. Okay, so Zandra, let's talk about it. Consistent is what? Every weekend, 4 a month, 5 a month, 2 a month? Consistent and just having an event every month? Like, what does that consistency plan look like? That is 6 to 10 foot balloon background jobs. One. Okay. Drake background. Okay. So at least you know what that looked like. So when in terms of that's building out a profit plan, right? When you know what it looked like, it's so much easier to kind of go after it, right? If I know, like if I know I want to work with, let's just say 5 people to build a course, right? It's easy to get 5 people because that's going to be attached to my income goal and what I want from that source of income. So and now I know, hey, I just need 1 a week. That's easy, right? It's much easier than saying, oh, I want this amount of money from doing this, but I don't know how many people it's going to take. That's where all of the stuff just kind of get discombobulated. Like you just feel lost. You feel lost in the sauce. But if you have like a profit plan, that is key for you being able to not only execute, but reaching your income goal super fast, super quick. Brand awareness, consistent booking as well. Come on with it, Alicia. We was just talking about that. Come on, Cam. That's right. 13K monthly. We got that venue. I love it. So yeah, guys, I'm trying to tell you, you have to stick with it, right? Because if you don't stick with it, at the end of the day, you're giving up on yourself big time. And I do this training every year around the same time. It's funny because it'll pop up on my timeline. And I was like, I did it around the same time last year, like the same week. And so it's all about repetitious. So like even now, I'm doing this training now, right? But guess what? I'm building it out for next year because I know I'm going to do it next year too. And so it's like every year I do the same training, but it gets better and better. Why? Because I've learned more. I know I'm not the same Precious that was in 2021. I've learned and developed some things, right? So it's just about building on what you already have to help you get to where you want to go faster, right? Alicia, you have enough. You have quite a bit. 3 a month. I'm still working at 40 hours. I love it. At the end of the day, a lot of you guys are still working. So at the income level, it don't matter at the end of the day. I don't care if it's $100 a month. The point is having the plan to get the 100, so you're not frustrated. Like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. But when you set out the goals and then you execute them and you achieve them, that feels amazing. You're fired up to keep going, right? That's the stuff that's going to keep you in your business, just keep you going. And it's even better when you execute them before the date that you plan. If you say you want 3 a month and you luck up on 6 a month, baby, whatever it took me to get the 6 a month, I'm going to rinse and repeat for the next month. Because I know it's possible to happen, right? At the end of the day, it's possible. You need some more? I have some. Hey, Keish. Yes, but this was a pop-up. So this was a pop-up. Since I missed Tuesday, I said, let me go ahead and connect with my people. But guys, I'm trying to tell you, this is like a tip of the iceberg as far as the challenge. The challenge is helping you really break the goals, like the stuff that you guys named, break those down, but also creating a plan, and it's going to help you actually get it done. And me sharing how I do mine, like really sharing how I do my profit plan and why my stuff is priced the way it is, or whatever the case may be, and why I'm not negotiating or doing anything that someone would want me to do, because at the end of the day, my stuff is aligned with my vision. At the end of the day, I already know where I want to go and what it's going to take for me to get there. And you have to have that clarity around building the confidence you need when it comes to pitching your service or your products, right? You're going to need that, because that's always in the back of my head. Anytime somebody say, but nope, no. Guys, so at the end of the day, that's all I have. I want to tell you, if you have not signed up for the training, click the link tree right here on the screen. Definitely click that to get in, and then you'll be sent the group to get in the group immediately via email. And if you have signed up for the training and you are not in the group yet, it's because you probably think we're going to be in one of the regular groups, and we're not. We're going to be in a private group. It's not, you can't go and search for it. It's a private group. You need the invite link for you to actually get access. So definitely get in there. Come hang out with your girl every day next week, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to be breaking down all the things. Okay? Any questions, guys? I think, yeah, this one I'm going to end. Nobody over here. Okay. All right, guys. So if you don't have any questions, I'm out. Hopefully, I will see you on the inside Monday night, 8 p.m. Love you guys. Bye.